Let's talk about something huge that's happening right now in the world of corporate responsibility. We're going to dive into a massive shift, looking at how new technology is making it, well, almost impossible for companies to fake their environmental promises anymore. This could be the beginning of the end for greenwashing. So, I want to start with just a number, 2.4 million. Take a second and think about what that could be. It's not the number of trees planted or anything like that. No, it's something way, way bigger. That number, that's how many companies across Europe are about to be legally required to prove their sustainability claims. We're talking about environmental, social, and governance, or ESG certification. And this isn't optional, it's a mandate. This creates a gigantic problem because the way we've been doing this up until now, it's completely broken. So what's behind this massive change? Well, it's a whole new wave of regulation. And it's designed to force transparency and accountability on a scale we've literally never seen before. The big one here is something called the CSRD, which stands for Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. Basically, what the EU is saying is, look, it's not good enough to say you're being responsible anymore. Now you have to prove it, and you have to do it publicly. But when you force millions of companies to do this, you suddenly run into a major, major roadblock. Because even though the goal is amazing, right? The old system for getting this kind of certification is just painfully slow, incredibly expensive, and honestly, most businesses can't even afford to try. It was never built for this kind of volume. And just look at how bad it is. We're talking over 10,000 euros and at least 6 months of work just for one certification. I mean, that's a huge barrier to entry, especially for small and medium-sized businesses. It basically creates a two-tiered system where only the corporate giants can afford to get certified, and that opens the door to a really big ethical problem. And that problem is called greenwashing, right? When getting certified is so hard and so expensive, it's just way easier for companies to make up some nice-sounding environmental claims without any real proof to back it up. They can talk the talk, but they don't have to walk the walk. But what if we could blow that whole system up? And this is where it gets really cool. A completely new tech-first approach is popping up. And it promises to completely overhaul this broken process by using automation to make sustainability verification available for everyone. The mission here is so simple, but it's totally revolutionary. It's about democratizing the whole thing, taking this process that was exclusive and slow and expensive and making it inclusive, fast, and affordable for everybody. And the difference is just staggering. We're not talking about a small improvement here. We're going from a 180-day nightmare, that's half a year, down to just 21 days. It's more than 8 times faster. So the big question is, how on earth is that even possible? Well, the answer is in this powerful combination of 3 key technologies. You can think of them as the 3 revolutionary pillars that are holding up this whole new system of trust. Okay, here's how it works in 3 basic steps. First, AI automatically pulls all the data it needs from a company's documents. Second, that data gets rigorously checked and validated by actual scientists. And third, the final, verified proof is locked onto the blockchain so it can never be changed. Let's break each of those down real quick. So pillar number 1 is artificial intelligence. Instead of a team of people spending months manually digging through paperwork, an AI can scan and extract all the relevant data with 98.5% accuracy. It's not just way faster, it's often more precise and, it doesn't get tired or make human mistakes. But just having accurate data isn't enough, right? It has to be credible. That's where the second pillar, science, comes into play. The information the AI pulls out is then handed over to scientific partners who verify it. They'll even cross-reference it with things like satellite data to make absolutely sure it matches up with the real world. And finally, the third pillar, blockchain. Once everything is verified, the certificate is created as what's called an immutable NFT. Now, don't get hung up on the term NFT. This isn't about a digital picture. Think of it as a digital seal of approval that's permanent, unchangeable, and totally public. Once it's on the blockchain, it cannot be tampered with. Ever. So all 3 of these pillars work together for one ultimate goal, to end greenwashing for good. But with a system that's so automated, the absolute biggest question has to be about trust. Can we really rely on it? This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Can a company still cheat? Can they just feed the system fake data to get a shiny certificate they don't actually deserve? And the answer, pretty definitively, is no. The reason for that confidence is because these 3 pillars aren't just working one after the other. They're working together as a kind of multi-layered defense system. Think of it like this. The AI is your first line of defense. It's smart enough to spot inconsistencies or gaps in the data right away. The second line of defense is the scientific validation, which checks every single claim against real-world verifiable proof. And that final defense is the blockchain, which locks in the result and makes it completely tamper-proof. It's incredibly hard to get anything dishonest past all three of those layers. So, what does this all mean for the future? Well, we are really looking at the dawn of a new age of corporate transparency. And it's an age built not just on trusting what companies say, but on verifiable, accessible proof. This quote really just says it all. The whole point is to get to a world where a company's credibility isn't just something they claim, it's something that's guaranteed through a transparent process that anyone, anywhere, can check for themselves. That's a game changer. And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought to end on. If we can use this mix of AI, science, and blockchain to create undeniable proof for sustainability, what's next? What other promises could we finally hold companies accountable for? What other industries could be totally transformed by this kind of radical transparency? Really makes you think. Thanks for joining me.